So what we got?
We got a skunk. Woo!
Put your light under there.
You have to get right.
I can see him right there.
Man.
He's done got, what, 3 of our chickens?
3 of them, yep.
We thought it was a possum, but no, it's a skunk. It smells rough
It's
under
rough
here.
under here. Woo! Good Lord.
Well, you need a deep breath for this.
I can't even breathe, it's so bad.
All in a day's work on a farm, huh?
I got to get him out from under in there. He's inside my barn. I got to go get him out.
So,
I'm not looking forward to this.
For a week, we've had something bothering the chickens.
We've lost 3 chickens this week. And I put a chicken that was dead that had eat the head off of in my trap. And I went in to check my trap this morning because I thought it was a possum. And the chicken wasn't in the trap. I said, well, where is that chicken? Something drug him out of the trap and didn't trip the trap. So I was like, I'm moving. I got hoe handles and angle iron, all kind of stuff back in that corner. And I'm pulling all this stuff back looking. And man, here's this skunk looking right up at my face. And it scared me so bad, my heart's back out of rhythm again. And I can't get it back in rhythm hardly right now. I can't hardly breathe, but
the barn smells real fresh now.
I was going to shoot him with the shotgun, and I said, if I'm under this barn and shoot him, it'll just bust my eardrums under there. So I had to go all the way back to the house, get my 22 and come back, and get the cows out of the way, because you would know they're right where I need to shoot at, because he was huddled up in a corner.
Right by the food trough.
By the feed drum. I mean, he's right at the feed drum and the feed troughs. And we finally got them out of the way and got them out in the field out there. And I was able to shoot him with a 22 rifle, but now he's done released all his pheromones.
Or some of them.
And I got to go in there and get him, because if I leave him in the barn, I mean, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And that's all I smell right now. My nose, I'm going to be screwed. And if I don't want to get this mess on me.
He ain't going in the house if he gets it on. Y'all gonna see him living in his shop.
I gotta go get him. I mean, it's just one of them things. You just gotta man up, take a deep breath, go in there and do it.
And you can't get a deep breath.
And I can't take a deep breath because my heart's out of rhythm.
Oh, and I'm gonna stand at a distance, and it smells bad out here. Gotta come breathe. You were red-faced. You needed some breath.
I can only hold my breath about 2 minutes. And this skunk is either pregnant
or weighs a lot.
This thing's huge. And this hoe ain't working.
What else you need?
I need a shovel, I reckon.
That's a big skunk.
I gotta take her off out here in the woods, I reckon. This is bad, y'all. This is really bad.
All in a day's work. Save our chickens. And not all skunks have a white streak in their tail. This one only had a white streak in its head. Pitchfork comes in handy for a lot of stuff, don't it?
Good Lord, have mercy. Why in the world God created anything like that?
Whew.
I just gotta get away from here.
Cows, y'all gonna get it now. We just gonna leave it with you.
Okay. I'm back down here by the high tunnel. I got to breathe, y'all. Well, I got to get where I can take a deep breath, because up there, it's so bad. You have to shallow breathe, because if you don't, that mess will get in your lungs, make you plumb sick. I mean, because I was at zero. I was at what they call that, ground zero, and it is funny. You know, it's really funny, but I mean.
You don't smell right now, but that smells up at the barn.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I believe it's probably on us and we just don't know it. We may have to change clothes and just go ahead and put them in the washing machine. But I did not expect my Sunday morning to start off like this. I feed my animals every morning, and for the last week, we've lost 3 chickens. And I really thought it was a weasel because it was only eating the heads off. But after I'd done some research, and I could see the little round footprints in the dust, and weasels leave a little round feet print. And in the south here, we have what's called a long-tailed weasel. They're very rare, but we do have them. And I've had them probably 30 years ago. I had some, and I had to eradicate them. But they eat only like the heads off of the chicken. Well, that's all. When our chickens was dead, the only thing that was happening was the heads were being eat off. And I told Wanda, I said, it's another weasel. And so skunk never crossed my mind. And
Possum did.
Possum did. Now, possum did cross my mind. I told her, I said, it could be a possum, because he was trying to drag them out of the chicken pen. It burrowed a hole. I put barbed wire, angle iron, barbed wire, everything I could around the bottom of where he was digging in at, and he would just roll that stuff out of the way and just keep on digging, you know. I told Wanda, I said, that's a possum. That's probably a possum. Because skunks usually eat the eggs. They don't hardly kill the chickens, you know. I mean, we've had skunks at Deepsouth that never messed with our chickens, but they always ate the eggs. And I guess the problem was I started gathering the eggs up because I didn't want to lose my eggs. And when there wasn't no eggs, I guess he decided, well, I'm going to eat a chicken, you know. And now that I see it's a big female, her belly's like this big around, and you can see her teats starting to form. So she was fixing to have little ones. And she was probably eating up, getting ready to have little ones. And guys, I just wasn't expecting that this morning. I got to go in the high tunnel now to try to come back to some semblance of reality.
We'll check for skunks.
And no, we're not checking for skunks, but we're my little cauliflower plants, because of the shade cloth on the top of the high tunnel, is 40%, and then we got it inside another enclosed tent. It's not getting enough sunlight, so I've got to. They're already getting tall and spindly and fell over. They may not even make it. I didn't realize they had gotten that tall. But we need to get them out, let them kind of get into some filtered sunlight, and see if it'll help them to come back. So celery seems like it's holding up.
Yeah. So far.
Well, they are standing, so.
Can we take them out and sit them on those black pots? And
Well, I wanted filtered sunlight. That's out in the bright open sun. Oh, they're heavy too. Goodness gracious, they're heavy.
our onions are coming up in that too. And I don't know what the other is that's coming up. We got a few onions here along that's coming up.
Well,
Not all of them.
Here. We'll set it right here because
That way you can move it if you need to. You
yeah,
can just slide it backwards.
I don't want to pour this water on me, but
Like
that stuff coming up all in there. Yeah.
we got greens, but this came up first, and now you've got some onions.
I got some onions coming up, yeah.
So
I'll sit it back in the water.
and just let it sit out some.
Just let it, right here,
We've
the
got
sun.
sweet potatoes.
Well, that's where we throw all the vines out here. The sun don't really hit here until late up in the day right here. And if we can remember, we'll come back out here and
Get them before
we'll
then.
get them and move them back in. I'm gonna leave that up because the onions are coming up in here.
Yeah, I saw there were several onions.
Yeah,
My
okay.
tomatoes are doing okay. These 2 plants that I got here,
Yeah.
and
You
the
know what? I really
grapevine.
need to do this right here. These trees. You really don't need all these leaves on banana trees. You really don't need all these leaves on these banana trees. See if there's any of this lettuce. Able to. You gotta hold the bottom of it while you zip it up.
Our little volunteer plants here, but I see
I don't see the first lettuce
at all.
at all anywhere. And it ain't dry.
It's been a week,
It's been a week, yeah.
so
Lettuce is kind of one of them things that the soil temperature has got to be a certain temperature for lettuce to come up. And I think it has to actually be cool a little bit. A little thing right there on that, right there. Look at them flying around on that right there.
done got in there when you opened it up. You got both of them.
I guess I better close it down.
Yep, because I'll eat that.
Don't know what they are, but I know they was going to live and come back out or not. Because
I think these cabbage are doing okay.
something ate them all off when we first got them. Worms or something. Got in
Grasshoppers, I think.
there. No, I think it was a worm. Because I got one little black worm off.
All right, my celery. Now, Danny and I don't eat celery, but they said celery would work with.
Oh, look,
Different
here's another
plants.
one that flies already. Oh, I missed him. There's one right there. What these little things are? Well, I missed him, but we gotta get rid of these leaves. They serve absolutely no purpose now.
But it's coming out in the center, you see.
Yeah, that's the only reason I left them, because the center wasn't eaten off. If the center had been eaten off, I'd have just took them out of
Look,
here.
you see it ate most of every one of them.
Maybe the celery is helping. But see that little old fly right there? He
I don't know. He went out.
went out.
But the celery is a bug deterrent, sort of. So we
That's
planted
what
it.
says. Onions and celery and all that we put in here, they says is an insect deterrent. So
And Danny and I will puree up celery and add it to stuff. I don't
Yeah.
like, and if we might like eating it fresh.
well, if we grow our own, it was kind of like the asparagus. I hate store-bought asparagus,
I do too.
and we grew our own asparagus, and it is delicious. You know, so celery may be the same thing.
And celery has so many health benefits.
Yes.
So we're adding it to. I put some over here.
And look at this pepper here, how it took off all of a sudden.
Yeah, and
Man,
it's
this
been putting on quite a
Look
few.
at all the peppers. I mean, it is really. Oh, there's a lacewing. Yeah, that's a good thing. Look at this. All these pretty purple peppers. Another one right here. Look at the size of this one. This is nice. Look at that.
Yeah,
And
it's blooming like
they're putting
crazy.
peppers on all over here.
I mean, you
Here's
see all
one.
the blooms.
Look at over there. Another one there.
Look at all the little ones.
Look at all the little ones and all the blooms coming on, like you said. Now, this is a regular bell pepper here.
Is it bloom? It's
Oh, it's got a huge bell pepper here, baby. We need to get it.
is it ready?
Yeah.
There's one
Yeah.
up top. I see up yonder. It's not blooming as much as the other one.
Well, bell peppers they're not as prolific as your other peppers
Well,
are.
Yeah.
I used to grow these for market. And there's secrets to bell peppers. Bell peppers have to have heavy nutrition really fast with lots of water.
That plant over there is blooming a lot.
Now, it's a lot of bell peppers up in the very tip top. Bell peppers is one of the things. The temperature's got to be right. The nutrition's got to be right. The water's got to be right. You got to have everything, all your ducks in a row.
And I put celery over in this one, hoping it'd help a little. The Malabar, I had something getting in here eating on it, so the bottom leaves are not good. And I've been trying to take some of this off and feed to the chickens because I don't need a lot of Malabar coming up everywhere.
We're going to have it. You might as well face it.
And what's going on with this? Look. Is that just new leaves?
Yeah, that's all new leaves coming out on this. Yeah.
Wow.
It's actually, yeah, grapes are one of them kind of things. They're kind of like any other tree. They grow in spurts. You know, they don't just grow constantly all the time. They put the new growth on. Like right here, you see this new growth that just came on here? That's all this up in here, new growth just popping right out on the ends of everything. So that's they're just like anything else.
Now my
green
beans are looking weird because these, what do you call them? Leaf cutters?
Leaf cutters.
They're starting to want to put on some blooms maybe or something. They're not supposed to be running beans, but like...
Here's a little insect right here. And that thing there will sting you because I've been stung by them.
With the shade cloth and it being this time of the year.
And plus the sun has moved now way further south. All these pine trees up in here are shading it.
This was all sunny all summer long.
Yeah, all summer.
So we're going to see, we've got beans on both sides.
Yeah.
And they came up good, they've done good, but the bugs are the one issue I have to watch with them. Yep. My comfrey's coming back out. Something eat it all off, and it's coming back out now.
Guys, I want to show you the power of worms. When we put this raised bed in, it was up here, full of dirt. And I put a bunch of ribworms in this thing, and I want you to look at how much they have eat that soil down.
We've got to take all the onions up, put more soil in here before we can even put a cover on it.
Yeah, because this here is pure worm compost. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's all it is. And the blackberries are finally starting to grow. We had a raspberry. Oh, it's right there. It's finally.
It's starting to grow, I think.
Yeah, they don't do too good down here in our heat, but
we do have a raspberry.
We have a raspberry right here. This is a heritage raspberry. It's got the thorns.
Another Malabar, but look at the seeds I hadn't got out of there.
These things. I told you, you're not gonna get ahead of them. There's seeds everywhere.
And see, this is what happens. The bugs. I think it's a grasshopper because I've seen so many grasshoppers.
Yes, we have grasshoppers like dogs do fleas. Most of them. And my little trees is still kicking it over here in the corner.
Yeah, you can tell what they are now. Your figs and mulberries.
Mulberries. Now the only one that
the apples kind of going dormant now. It's got a little bit.
They got little new leaves on the tip of them there, but now mulberries has mulberries on them. You can see the mulberries in there. Look at them.
They're just not ready.
Look at the little mulberries. Isn't that crazy?
And pepper trees.
Oh, the pepper trees.
And blackberries.
We have to pick peppers because there's peppers back here that I seen a while ago.
I picked some yesterday.
Well, these.
I mean, this is what these peppers are doing now. Just crazy.
These peppers have gone bonkers. I mean, it literally. I mean, you look hanging up inside up in here. We don't like our peppers to get huge and long and big. We like them when they're young and tender. Like that right there. That to us is really the perfect pepper. Look how many little bell peppers there are on that.
The bells are kicking it at times. They pick up. Now I don't know what's causing this. It wants to curl.
I don't know. I think the heat is just really. It's getting stressed because of it. Why you see the peppers on here you see is we had a little cool spell for about a week and these peppers just jumped and then all of a sudden it turned back to be 100 and something degree heat index every day.
And they went from doing really well to back down to stressed again.
Yeah. Even though peppers love hot weather, they don't like the intensity that we're getting. Okay, gotta go feed the cows these banana leaves. Pick 3 or 4 peppers. That'll do us for today. That's the great thing about the high tunnel. You can come out here, we just eat every day out of the high tunnel. Makes life so enjoyable. Guys, a little bit of an unusual video. Having to deal with a critter that got into the barn. Most people don't know what that's like on a homestead because they don't live with these kind of issues. But every so often, you have to deal with this kind of stuff, and it ain't the best situation in the world. So I hope that you will subscribe to Pecan Grove, because we really need the subscribers to get us in the algorithm. Hit the notification, the like, and, you know, just help us out. Help us to get into the algorithm so that we can show people the high tunnel, how we grow our food through the wintertime, how things like the animals.
Real life with a skunk.
Yeah, real life on a homestead. What you have to deal with on a daily basis. And we get ready to make the syrup. We get ready to, you know, do all this kind of stuff. Got to grind some cornmeal and things like that. Show people what it used to be like to live on a homestead. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.